just published the 38th one, continuous publication, Paris Magazine, and I write about local Civil War history, and I write about families that were here during the Civil War. And one of those is, you say Caldwell, but I think they pronounced it Cowell. And if you're familiar with Puryear area, there's a old mansion up there that's built in the 1830s. That was where he grew up. That was his dad's place. Colonel Robert Davis Cowell had 3,000 acre plantation right there. Big home still there. It's been restored. Chris Malote and his wife restored it and lived there. Beautiful home. And but Sam Houston is the grandfather of Creek. His daughter Alice Cowell Mitchell had Creek, as their daughter. So that's her grandfather. Sam Houston. Colonel Caldwell was in the state militia, and he was too old when the Civil War started, but he had 4 older sons that all were officers in the Confederacy, and they went off to war. The 4 oldest sons did. 3 of them died during the war. The only surviving son was Sam. He named Sam Houston Cowell, named him after Sam Houston. If you know a little bit about the history, Sam Houston was a governor of Tennessee. And then he went to Texas with a lot of other people in his area. Went to Texas back before the Alamo and after the Alamo. And he went over there and became the president of the Republic of Texas and was their first governor. So he's the only man that's been governor of 2 states plus president of a republic. So that's quite interesting, Sam Houston. But anyway, when he was governor, his father was a colonel in the state militia, and they were obviously well known to each other, and he named him after Sam. But he went off to, he was a doctor here in town prior to the war. And when the war started, he joined right here on the lawn of the courthouse, the 46th Tennessee Infantry. And he was a doctor and officer in that unit. And they went off to fight at Island Number 10 over the Mississippi River, and they were captured. He went to prison of war. He was later exchanged for another officer in Vicksburg. They took him down to Vicksburg and exchanged him for a Union officer. And while he was there, he stayed there until the fall of Vicksburg, and then he joined Nathan Bedford Forrest regiment as a regimental surgeon, and was with him throughout the rest of the war. After the war was over, he came back to Paris. His wife lived here, and children, and he came back to Paris, and he started a pharmacy and a medical office where the Christian bookstore is, right next to the old Toggery. That building was his office, and he and a half-brother, Albert Mitchum, I've heard that name too, Mitchum deodorant and all that, they started that pharmacy there, and they hired a young man that you probably met right over here a little while ago, E.W. Wiley Grove, and he ended up buying that building, and that's where he got his start. He was there in that building. And anyway, I'm trying to stay within these 3 to 5 minutes that they're trying to tell us to do. Any questions on Sam Houston? He was a very prominent, very well-known person in Paris Henry County at that time.
What about the exoneration of Forrest?
Okay. I wasn't going to go into that unless there's a question. All right. He, a lot of people still want to call Fort Pillow catastrophe, and it was. What happened was Forrest had fallen or shot off of a horse or something. Anyway, he fell off his horse and got really injured. And when that was going on, his men went into that fort, and they did start slaughtering whatever they saw, but he wasn't there. And he went into the fort with his gun raised and made them stop. Well, Sam wrote a letter back to his wife telling her all about it because he was there. And he said they would have killed them all if the general hadn't have come into the fort and made them stop. And when they had military hearings right after the war, because even Grant and Sherman wanted to hang for us, you know, because of all the rumors and everything. And they actually had the military hearings and stuff, and they exonerated him from that, you know. So he went back to Memphis and worked as a plantation there, and passed away there a few years ago. A few years after the war. He didn't live real long after the war.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very good.